Welcome back to the Busy Baker. Today on the channel, we're making the perfect pot roast. It's comfort food at its finest, tender, juicy, flavorful roast with gravy and roasted vegetables. Start by prepping the rub for the roast with a teaspoon of salt and pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and give that a really good stir so it forms a paste. Be sure that you pat your roast dry. We like to use a 3.5 pound beef chuck roast or a beef round roast here, and make sure you tie it with butcher's twine so it's nice and tight. And then spread the Dijon mustard paste all over the outside of the roast, getting it into every little crack and crevice and on every side of the roast. The next step is to prep the sauce. So add to a bowl 4 cups of beef broth, 1 cup of red wine, along with 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary, 1 tablespoon of dried thyme to this, and give that a very good whisk. And then you can set it aside to add later. You can also add your bay leaves here. We like to add about 3 or 4 bay leaves, but you can also add the bay leaves later before baking. Heat a large oven-safe Dutch oven pot over medium-high heat and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then you're going to add the beef to this, making sure that you brown the roast on all sides. The idea here is not to cook it through, obviously. It's just to get some flavor developing on the outside of the roast. This will help seal in the juices and add a lot of flavor. Remove the roast from the pot once it's been seared on all sides, and then add 3 medium onions that you've sliced thickly, along with 6 garlic cloves. Let the onions and the garlic cook in the pan, and the liquid they release is going to help you be able to scrape up all of those flavorful brown bits off the bottom of the pan. Adding a cup or two of the gravy mixture that we made before can also help with this job. Be sure to add it slowly and make sure that the bottom of the pan is clean, and then you can add the rest of the gravy mix as well. Give this a really good stir before you nestle the roast into the liquid and the onions. Be sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius, and then you're going to roast this for about 1.5 hours in the oven. After 1.5 hours have passed, you can take it out of the oven, open the lid, and add in the potatoes and the carrots. We suggest adding about 2 pounds of potatoes and about 1.5 pounds of carrots. You can use baby potatoes and keep them whole, or you can use regular potatoes and chop them into about 2-inch pieces. Throw the pot back in the oven and be sure to roast for 2 hours to 2.5 hours and removing the lid for at least the last hour of cooking. Be sure to remove the butcher's twine from the roast, letting it rest for a few minutes before you start to tear it apart. And the outside of the roast will be nice and dark and brown and crispy, and the inside will be perfectly tender and juicy. I like to serve this roast right away on a platter and then use a slotted spoon to remove the potatoes and the carrots and the onions from the pot, leaving all those juices behind. The potatoes and the carrots will have absorbed all that delicious flavor. They are so tasty. Be sure to check out the description box below for instructions on how to make this delicious gravy. And there you have it, the perfect pot roast without all the fuss. We hope you love this delicious pot roast recipe as much as we do, and if you do, give this video a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below letting us know how you like it, and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes just like this one.